Hey, welcome back to Leah's Leaves. Today is an exciting day in my garden. It's going to be near 60 today, sunny as you can see in the frame. And then overnight we're getting 4 to 7 inches of snow. And then by Monday we're going to be back up in the 70s. So I have a small window of opportunity to go ahead and do this project today, and I wanted to bring you along. Check this out. I finally acquired a Greenstalk. Now that's not green, it's red, and that's because I ordered it through the Rusted Garden Homestead. That's Gary Pilarchik's channel, and he's affiliated with Greenstalk, and they did a limited edition red variety, and that's my favorite color. So when it came available, I grabbed one. That was a few months ago, sort of a Christmas present to myself. And today is the day we are going to assemble this bad boy, fill it with soil, and plant some seeds in it. Before we fill the Greenstalk and assemble it, let me just show you what we're working with here. I have some cheap composted manure, compost and manure mixes. They were under $3 a bag. It was like $2.47, I think, at my local Walmart. So I grabbed a bunch of those, and then I have some perlite and vermiculite. Perlite aerates the soil, and vermiculite holds water and helps to keep the soil from drying out too quickly. And I'm also adding a granular fertilizer that's a slow release fertilizer that will just release and dissolve as the plants get watered over time and add nutrients to the soil. So I've got this in a wheelbarrow, and I'm going to give it a good mix, and this is what we're going to use to pot up our plants today. Got to give a shout out to Tom. He's the person who packed my box with my Greenstalk in it. Hi Tom, thanks for packing my box so well. Everything that's supposed to be in it was in it. What we have are 5 of the 7-inch layers. 4 of the watering dishes, they have small holes, you see, so that they can slow release and drip water from the top reservoir down into each of the containers, so that each container is evenly watered. And then the top container is where you put your water and or liquid fertilizer, if that's what you're using. We're going to fill each individual container with the soil first. And so before I do anything, I'm going to mix up this soil, and I'm going to pour water into it and pre-moisten it so that it's not too much settling whenever I go to put the seeds in. Now at this point, if you wanted to sift or sieve your soil and get rid of any clumps of material like sticks and twigs or stones that might be in it, go ahead and do that. I'm not going to, because this particular year, nothing I'm growing in here needs a heavy root system. I'm not growing anything like carrots that are going to go straight down, or tomatoes or peppers that are going to have long, deep root systems. And so it's okay if there's a little bit of interference. The plants will figure out how to navigate their way under it, and it'll just be fine. assembling this and putting in plant starts, then this is the part of the method where you would go ahead and put your plant starts in to the soil before you add the next stack. But I'm just planting seeds today, 100% seeds. I have no pre-started vegetables to put in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble the whole thing and then plant my seeds last. Let's talk seeds for a minute. I have the 7-inch pockets of the Greenstalk, and you can grow all kinds of things in here. You can grow pepper plants in there. You can grow beans in there. People say they've even grown dwarf varieties of sweet corn in there. For me, that feels like not much productivity for the space, and especially because of the value of vertical gardening is to save space. So what I want to put in here are things that would otherwise take up a lot of ground space, but not necessarily grow tall. And then I can plant them up and stack them one on top of the other and get them off the ground so that I'm making space in my in-ground and beds for taller plants that need the room to grow up. So that's my thinking on the matter. I'd love to know in the comments section below if you've had success growing some of the larger varieties of plants. I also have some strawberries, and I thought about putting strawberries in here, and then I decided not to, because another thing about this year is I'm not sure if I'll be living next year where I am. And so I don't want to plant perennials in this year until I know where I'm going to be established for a while with my work and living situation. So I'm just planting annuals in here. Strawberries are perennial, and if I plant them, I want them to be able to grow a few years. So I'm going to plant those in a kiddie pool, because I can pick up a whole kiddie pool, wrap it in plastic, and carry the whole thing off with the strawberries in it, and they'll be fine if I end up moving. So I'm going to plant some radishes in here. I'm doing some French breakfast radishes, some Esther radishes from Nikitovka Seeds. That's a Ukrainian seed company, and I love them. Their varieties are amazing. Their germination rates are amazing. Their prices are really amazing. And right now I'm doing anything I can to support Ukraine. So we're planting some Ukrainian radishes. And a variety that I just love because of how pretty they are, purple plum radish. I like radishes. Some people don't, but I like them. As for beets, I'm growing Chioggia beets. Or Chioggia, sorry, not Chioggia. Chioggia beets. These are the ones that look like a bullseye in the middle when you slice them horizontally. As for flowers, I'm planting some dwarf zinnias and a similar variety, Thumbelina zinnia, and that's just because I have a few left over in an old pack, so I want to use those up. Planting Silver Princess Shasta daisies, a dwarf variety of daisy. Planting Peach Melba nasturtium and Gold Dust alyssum. And I may stick a few creeping thyme seeds in around as a filler. I'm not sure yet. As for greens, we're going with red leaf amaranth. I'm just growing these for the greens, nothing else. Red vein sorrel, large leaf sorrel, ultraviolet mustard, green wave mustard. I don't have a picture of it to show you, but I got the packet from Mountain Valley Seed Company, green wave. Shijimasai, my absolute favorite. I'm dedicating more than one pocket to these because I want a lot. Viraflay spinach. Red auroch. This is another new to me variety. So the auroch, the amaranth, and the sorrel are all new in my garden this year. Red tango lettuce. If you enjoy supporting black-owned businesses, I recommend Seed Mail C Code. She is a single lady operation, one woman show out of Florida, and she has lovely varieties, lovely packaging, and she also blesses you with little goodies in the box when she sends your seeds. I won't say more than that. You need to order from her in order to see what those are. Marvel of Four Seasons lettuce. This is a butterhead lettuce. I'm just dedicating one pocket to growing 2 of these to use as cut and come again rather than growing as a full head. I will be growing full heads of Tom Thumb. Red Ursa kale. Lacinato kale. If you enjoy supporting indigenous businesses, I get some seeds from the Alliance of Native Seed Keepers. You can see the website at the bottom of the pack there. Alliance of Keepers.com. Dark rose bok choy. If you enjoy Asian vegetables, please, please, please visit Asian Garden 2, the number 2, table.com. Website is at the bottom of the pack there, asiangarden2table.com. And on YouTube, Regine's channel is Asian Garden 2 Table. Regine and her husband run a seed farm, and they sell farm-to-table produce and other cooking supplies. You can get woks and different kinds of ladles and spatulas and such and other kitchen implements on her website as well. And her YouTube videos are great. Oh, avalanche beets. They were at the bottom of the pack. Gonna try some white beets along with my Chioggia beet. And some cherry bell radishes will poke in the corners. They only take 25 days to grow, and they're very small, so they don't take up much space. All right, let's get to planting. Bring you over and look at the final results. Never used the Greenstalk. You can see that gray tray is sitting on top of the red tray. That's a reservoir that's going to catch water from this dispenser, and it'll drip down through the holes in the edges, and then this tray will capture it, and then it has drip holes too. And then the surplus water from the top will also fall into the tray below it and the tray below it, and that evens out the watering. So you never have to worry with a Greenstalk about whether you're over or under watering. It evenly distributes it. So this is my Greenstalk. Got some arugula, daisies, black-seeded Simpson lettuce, red vein sorrel, bok choy, amaranth, kale, That's a lacinato kale. Some Tom Thumb miniature heading lettuces. Red tango lettuce. That's second bok choy. That's why it's not labeled, because I put them side by side. I wanted lots of bok choy. Some dwarf zinnias. Radishes. Viraflay spinach. Purple plum radishes. French breakfast radishes. Green wave mustard. Ultraviolet mustard. Red plume auroch. Except I'm not growing it for the plumes, I'm just growing it for the leaves. Chijimisai, that gets 2 containers because that's my favorite. Red ursa kale. And then down here, a bunch of beets. There are Chiyoga beets and red ball beets, also from the Ukrainian company Nikotovka seeds, and peach melba nasturtium. So I will give you an update as this thing progresses, and we'll see how it goes. One last thing I'd like to note is that I do get drafts of wind, and the storm that's coming, that's bringing all the snow, they said we could get up to 40-mile-an-hour gusts of wind. But I needed to get this planted because I'm leaving town for a few days, and I wanted it getting started now rather than later. So what I'm going to do is turn off the camera, grab some tools, and drive stakes into the ground around this thing so that it can't tip over in the storm. The other thing I'm probably going to do just for the next couple of days, since the seeds are just getting, I mean, they've just been planted, so it won't harm any plants, is I will disassemble part of this so that it doesn't have so much height. And I'll just leave these containers out. It's okay if the snow gets on them. And then when the weather warms up on Monday, the snow will melt and they'll get a fresh watering. That's no problem. It won't hurt anything. Anyway, I'm learning a lot. I'm sharing it here. I hope you'll enjoy growing in a Greenstalk or some vertical planting idea like this. I look forward to giving you an update. Come grow with me. Bye.